Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill Levinson, managing partner with Levinson and Associates. With me today, we have Joseph Loughran, our marketing vice president, and then we have our special guest speaker, Karen Buxton from Lincoln Financial. So she is in the advanced case design department, and she's going to talk about a awesome premium finance 101 platform that Lincoln put together. And you know, the main reason why we wanted to shed some light on this and take a few minutes to present on this topic is, you know, we get so many phone calls from agents all over the country that were either a part of a live webinar training or maybe a live presentation, in-person meeting, and there's rumors flying around, and we hear certain carriers say, oh, we have an exclusive relationship with a certain bank or financial institution, and we need clients only with certain ages and health conditions. And so we really wanted to take a minute and offer to you the best platform that we feel is offered in our industry is with Lincoln Financial, and B, go over kind of a 101 so you know what to look for. And if you're, any of our agents out in the field and you have an existing book of business, by the time you're done with today's presentation, you'll be able to narrow down and say, okay, this particular prospect could be perfect for this. So I'm going to reach out with all of the marketing material Levinson has, and I'm going to propose this and see if I can make a premium finance sale. So that's the whole point of this, is so you're comfortable talking about premium finance and you sound intelligent and you know who and where to reach out to for any resources. Okay, we're also going to show you, we put together a neat premium finance marketing folder on our website that you can go to anytime for any premium finance resources. And then, of course, if we need to get Karen involved, we can do that as well. Okay, so before we get started, just real quick, I just got back from the Las Vegas iPipeline annual conference, and I was the guest speaker, invited to speak all about the new LifePipe 2.0 quoting engine in front of 800 attendees. So it was quite an honor for Levinson and Associates, and I'm very proud of our team, and I couldn't thank them enough. And I'll just say this, the technology has grown tremendously through the last year. We have some neat, great new opportunities to come that you're going to see launched throughout 18 and into 2019. So very, very excited about that. So with that said, we're going to start off the webinar and dive into our March spring video update. So if you can turn up your speakers on your computer, this video runs for about 4 minutes. We're just going to give you a quick overview, and then we're going to dive into our feature presentation. Joe? And thank you, everybody, for taking a minute to watch our update video. So real quick, we have about another 30 seconds, and then Karen's going to take controls. So the Levinson playbook that's now available, that's what you're looking at in front of you. That's what we just spoke about. It's now on our homepage of the website, KerryLevinson.com. Everything is at your fingertips there. The only thing you won't see, we have our brand new exclusive E&O policy that's only available to Levinson agents, $395, $1 million of coverage, covers B+ rated or better carriers, and there's a monthly option as well. That's rolling out in the next couple weeks, so that obviously will not be on the playbook, but we're excited about that. Also, our iGenius IUL software that you just saw a little 100-foot overview of is now officially available and launched. So Neil is the creator of the program, and he's one of our keynotes at the expo. So you'll get a chance to meet him. If you would like to sell IUL, if you're an IUL veteran or you've never sold an IUL, any one of the above, this is for you. The program is awesome. We can run illustrations and presentations for you at no charge here in the office. If you're an active Levinson, you can an active Levinson agent, you can download the software on your desktop or laptop. And there's seminar and webinar presentations. It gives you everything that you would need to sell Indexed Universal Life. Okay, so our feature presenter of the day. Now, we're going to, like I said earlier, touch on a Premium Finance 101. Our go-to company is Lincoln Financial, and here is Karen Buxton, our Advanced Case Design Rep at Lincoln. Karen?
Bill, thanks so much. I appreciate the opportunity to be on this call with you today. That was really awesome information. Thanks for sharing that. I'm a member of the Competitive Market Solutions team, and a big part of my day is an advanced case design. So I've had an opportunity to see a lot of premium finance cases. So today I'd like to share some information on premium financing from a Lincoln Financial perspective. And as Bill mentioned earlier, our goal for today's call, in partnership with Levinson and Associates, is that you have a better understanding of the opportunity that you can find with premium financing for your book of business. And I'm going to touch on three topics. First, a quick sales update, what we saw last year in terms of a typical client and case sizes. I'm going to talk a little bit about premium financing with Lincoln in terms of our guidelines. And then I want to share a couple of case studies, so actual cases that were placed. So you can see the type of clients and how the cases were designed, as well as our premium finance sales tool. So I'm going to jump right in. So how did we do last year in terms of premium finance sales? Well, 20% of our IUL sales were premium financed. Now, 20% of our sales, and what I'm talking about is in terms of premium dollars, or what we call paid annual premium. So you may be thinking, wow, Lincoln does a lot of premium finance business. Well, actually, 20% of our sales came from 35 policies. Now, we sold well over 4,000 IUL contracts last year. 35 of them were premium finance. The reason why that makes up 20% of our sales is because of the average paid annual premium, which was just under $400,000. So these are the average cases that we're seeing, very large cases for very high net worth clients. And what we find is, for the right client, premium financing is a really great opportunity for them. It's an opportunity for them to make better economic use of their money. Clients finance their cars, they finance their homes, and as you can see, some even finance their life insurance. It just makes sense for them. So what I'd like to do now is focus on premium financing with Lincoln. We offer a very transparent process. We have competitive products, and we're going to get into that a little bit in a few minutes. And we have motivated people that are here to help Levinson and help you design and position and steer the sale where needed. In fact, we just hired a dedicated premium finance consultant, and she started on Monday. Her name is Michelle Solosi out of Greensboro, North Carolina. So we're really positioned for growth in this market and for support. Now at Lincoln, we really like premium finance business, but we really want the right kind of premium finance business. We've certainly seen both. We've seen, good cases that made sense, and we've seen those that didn't. So if you have a case that you're thinking about considering for premium financing, just ask the following questions, and you do want the answer to be no, okay? So the first question is the loan arrangement for a term of less than 3 years? We need to see that this is a long-term arrangement of 3 years or more in terms of the loan with the lender. Is the loan arrangement less than 100% fully secured? Is the borrower permitted to accrue interest and avoid current interest expense? You may have heard of, premium finance is free insurance. You don't have to pay anything out of your pocket. So that's not an option with Lincoln. The borrower has to pay loan interest for at least the first 5 years. And is the insured not a U.S. citizen or permanent resident? At this point, we've made a couple of exceptions, but for the most part, we're not in a position to offer premium finance to foreign nationals. So if you answer yes to any of the above, we're not able to offer premium finance coverage, just to give you an idea. A couple more on the guidelines. We don't allow non-recourse premium financing. That's prohibited. Most lenders would agree with that, and most other carriers. And what that means is if it's non-recourse, the bank can't go to any other asset if the client reneges on the loan. So for example, if the cash value of the policy is the collateral, non-recourse means that if the cash value wasn't there, the bank couldn't go after any other asset. That's non-recourse, and that's not permitted. Additional information, we're looking for high net worth clients, so over age 50, 5 million and above, and under age 50, 2.5 million and above. And for all ages, annual income of 250,000. We want to be comfortable that the insured can pay the minimum level premium in case for some reason the loan doesn't continue from the bank. We want to make sure that they have other resources that can keep the policy in force so that they don't have to come up with all that money to pay back the lender. Again, the interest must be paid annually by the client. It can accrue after year 5, but for the first 5 years, they need to pay the full loan interest. We talked about the minimum 3 years. And this last bullet point, I've seen a couple carriers allow death as an exit strategy, meaning the death benefit of the life insurance policy could pay back the lender at some point. Usually that's, well, we hope, way down the road. You know, life expectancy is beyond age 85 typically. So we require an exit strategy to either be the cash value of the policy or the client's own assets or investments. That needs to be defined. It can be a combination of both, but not death benefit. A couple more items. $2 million is the minimum face amount. And table reduction programs not available if over age 60 if we're financing. And MEC cases are evaluated on a case-by-case basis. We have placed a couple of MEC policies for premium financing. The challenge with a MEC contract is whenever a MEC contract is collaterally assigned, which all premium finance cases are collaterally assigned to the bank, if the policy is collaterally assigned, any and all growth in the contract will generate a 1099 to the policy owner and needs to be reported as income. So that can be a real challenge and may make the premium financing not efficient. So what did we see last year in terms of our typical clients? The average age was 55. We saw typically a small business owner or professional. The product of choice last year, most of our cases were the IUL accumulated with the exec rider. The reason for that is the exec rider has a 100% return of premium guaranteed for the first 10 years. And that's a real unique rider in the industry. Some offer for 5 years only or not quite 100%. So ours is guaranteed at 100% for the first 10 years. So that means that the client can use their life insurance cash value as collateral for the loan. Death benefit average is about 10 million, and it's usually a max funded case, so the highest possible premium, so that they can use their cash values as early as possible to pay back the lender. We also saw some other opportunities. I remember a case where there was a 72-year-old that wanted to premium finance his life insurance contract, but usually over age 70, difficult to generate enough cash value to borrow to pay back the lender. So those don't often work very well if the client's over age 70. He did have a spouse who was 68, and we were able to come up with a survivorship IUL solution on the two individuals, and much better cost and much more efficient. So we did see some opportunities like that last year. And we also have multi-life premium finance cases. We had I want to say it was 57 lives on one case. But they're definitely mostly ultra high net worth individuals. So at this point, I just want to share a couple of case studies that were placed cases for us over the last couple of years so that you can get a feel for the case design. And for this first case, this is James. I'm, of course, made up the names, but James owns a trucking company in Florida, the number of properties, and he wants to create his own retirement plan, and he wants to retire at age 62. Okay, so he wants death benefit, but he also wants cash accumulation and distribution opportunity. So he needs $10 million in coverage, and again, he wants estate planning and retirement planning, but he's currently cash poor. Okay, his money's tied up in his buildings or his properties. So what he does is he meets with his advisor, and they talk about borrowing premium from a lender, commercial lender. And by the way, we don't have, you might have heard of an approved lender list. We only work with certain banks. That's not the case with Lincoln. We look at the arrangement. We look at the lender agreement, and we'll make sure we're comfortable with that, but we don't have an approved list, so to speak. Oftentimes, in fact, Clients have a bank that they've worked with for years and they're very comfortable with their own bank and they want to use their own bank to fund the policy. So we certainly don't have a problem with that as long as the lender's comfortable and the agreement makes sense. So borrowing from a lender to buy the policy that has cash value growth potential, and 100% of our premium finance cases were IUL contracts. And he wanted to use the cash value as collateral, so he needed a high early cash value rider. That's the exec rider. He's going to pay the loan interest to the lender each year, and then he's going to repay the lender. The hopes is with cash values at some point. And then once that lender's paid back, he wants to start taking distributions to supplement his own retirement income. So let's look at the actual product and how we designed the product. Our illustration was an annual premium of $572,000 that funded for 8 years at a 4.5% lender rate. That was the loan rate at the time. And that's about average of what we see for our lenders starting rate today. Oftentimes, when we're looking at a premium finance design, we'll increase that rate over time. We definitely stress test these and make sure that that they're going to hold up. But 4.5 seems to be about average. That premium would then buy an IUL accumulator with the exec rider added. And the year one premium is $571,976, and the guaranteed surrender value is the same, $571,976. No collateral will be needed. In fact, if you fast forward to year 8, again, the total premiums borrowed over that 8 years was $4.5 million, and the guaranteed surrender value in year 8 is $4.5 million. So again, no collateral needed. Client pays interest each year. So if you think about borrowing $572,000 from the lender at a 4.5% rate, there's going to be some interest due to the lender each year. So in year 1, based on the $572,000, that's $26,000. In year 2, he has to borrow another $572,000 to pay the second year premium. So now you've got a total loan of $1.1 million, same lender rate. So the interest paid to the lender would be $51,000, and it goes up every year as that loan grows. So over the first 10 years of this design, the client would pay $1.3 million in loan interest, and $4.5 million would have been paid into the policy as premium. Again, they're max funded designs. So now, hopefully there's enough cash value to pay back the lender. Now, the IUL Accumulator Exec product has an AG 49 look-back rate of 7.33%. We ran the illustration at 7. We were able to repay the lender in year 7. Let me go back. But I also stress tested this because, we might not average 7% in the first 10 years. We might average 6%. So what would happen if that client with 11.5% cap and guaranteed 1% floor only averaged 6% over that time? Well, the result was he couldn't pay back the lender in year 11, but he could pay back the lender in year 13. So it delayed the repayment a couple years. Policy stayed in force forever, and that would just mean the client had to pay loan interest for a little bit longer. But we do stress test these at the lower rates to make sure they don't fall apart. After the lender's repaid, we wanted to show distributions to supplement retirement income. That was his goal. So in year 12, we reduced the death benefit at that point because we want to have maximum cash accumulation. He was able to borrow $71,000 every year for 30 years. Again, that's at 7%, and the total that he could borrow is a little over $2 million. So he paid back the lender, he still has death benefit coverage, and he also was able to take distributions. So you might be asking, okay, but what if he only got 6%? Well, we calculated that too, and his distributions would have been $68,000 a year instead of $71,000. Net death benefit by age 91 is $5.7 million. And if the policy only earned 1% every single year from year 1 to year 11, after the policy would lapse after a loan of 3.5 would be taken to try to pay back that loan. So if you think about that, if I bought an IUL accumulator with an exec rider and I'm in year 8 and I haven't gotten any performance at all or very little, it's not performing to the level that I expected, that exec rider protects me because my surrender value equals 100% of premiums paid. So I can cancel the policy and pay back the lender in full. I'm not stuck with a big loan payment that, an underperforming policy. So that's a real benefit. So in summary, he borrowed $572,000 for 8 years at that 4.5% interest rate. He used the accumulator with the exec writer, so he didn't have to use his own collateral to post. He paid out of pocket for the whole deal, $1.3 million over that 10-year period. He borrowed $4.6 to pay back the lender, and then was able to take distributions of just over $2 million for 30 years, with 5.7 in death benefit at life expectancy. So this is what I mean by some clients feel this is a better economic use of their money, that he can lower his out-of-pocket costs by only paying the interest instead of having to come up with the full premium amount. Now we have, I've had an opportunity to illustrate, I want to say, over 1,000 premium finance cases at this point, and I get a really good feel with what works and what doesn't. And the best tool that we have to demonstrate if it's an efficient design and if it makes sense is our premium finance sales concept in our illustration software. Really helps demonstrate the efficiency of the design. So I want to share a second case study with you, and I want to show you what it looks like in this summary of values page, so you get a feel for what helps you determine if it's a good premium finance case. So this was a survivorship case, a 65-year-old and a 60-year-old, and they borrowed a premium for 10 years. We assumed 5% interest, $10 million survivorship. Total loan interest they paid was $3.2 million over 14 years, and we took a withdrawal in year 15 of $5.9 million to pay back the lender. So you can see it's a little different setup. We used a lower crediting rate of only 6%. Paid back the lender a little bit later. We used a withdrawal instead of a loan. And this is a survivorship. So what does this look like in our premium finance sales concept? So here's our values page. And if you look at this kind of close up, you can see the different columns. And I'm going to point at certain columns. So for example, I always use an assumed lender rate. And I typically try to be a little more conservative. So you can see I started with a 5% rate, even though they were going to get 4%. And I increased it by a little bit every year and leveled off at 6%. So that's one thing. This shows the annual out-of-pocket interest that's due to the lender based on that rate that I used, that the client pays to the lender. That's their out-of-pocket expense. Cumulative out-of-pocket, if you add up all those interest payments, is $3.5 million. So they paid $3.5 million over the 15-year period, and their death benefit nets out at what they wanted, $10 million for the lifetime of the contract. And what we did is we took a withdrawal in year 15 to pay back that lender. Now, here's the downside, I guess you could say, with survivorship, is there is no exec rider on the survivorship product. These clients were able to come up with collateral. They had assets they could use. I want to say that they haven't had investments, even though investments you can only post 50%, but they had enough other assets that they could back the collateral of the loan here. Here is the summary of values page, and I'm kind of pointing this out to you because it shows you worst case scenario. The column on the left is indeed the worst case scenario. Guaranteed charges, 1% crediting rate is the absolute worst that this policy can do. And you can see that client could still take a distribution of $4.6 million in year 15. On the 1% current charges side, it's like 90% of their premiums paid in year 15 could be taken out of the policy to help pay back the lender. So even if the client got 1% every single year, so that means the S&P never did better than 1% in the first 15 years, client could still take 90%. So it's a very efficient product, and that's the point of this. And the last piece of this sales concept that I want to share, or the tools that we have available, is this extension of coverage graph. Because talk about stress testing. Not only do we stress test the loan rates, and we do higher lender rates to make sure that that doesn't fall apart, we also do lower IUL crediting rates. So you can see here, automatically, our illustration software is going to run it at 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2 to see how long the policy would last, taking into consideration that withdrawal to pay back the lender. So that's included here. How long would the policy last after that withdrawal? And at 5%, it lasts beyond life expectancy. So it stress tests at the lower rates for you. You can see at 4% it'd be about age 85. So I think that's a really helpful tool as well. So, I wanted to make sure that I covered all the guideline information, but I also wanted you to kind of picture if there's a client in mind that you have that where premium finance may make sense. And if you do have somebody in mind, please reach out to your Levinson associate contact. And we'll definitely be here at Lincoln to help in any way we can as well. So at this point, I'd like to open it up to see if there were any questions in the chat window or.
Yep, actually, Karen, we have a closed line because the number of attendees.
Sure.
But what we can do, anyone that has any questions, obviously can call us or shoot us an email. And if we need to get Karen on a call, we can conference her in as well. So you can relay anything, comments, good, bad, questions, of course. Please don't hesitate. Karen, do you have anything else before we?
Nope, just appreciate the opportunity to join you today, Bill. Thank you.
Okay, that was excellent. So thank you, Karen. Great job. I just want everyone to know, obviously, we have over 60 carriers and a handful of carriers specialize in premium finance. But when it comes to this area, Karen and her team at Lincoln excel. So everything that we have seen, they are our go-to resource. So again, if you have even one person in mind, let us know, and we'll do some research, see if that person is a candidate, and try to put this together. The commissions, the premium is outrageous. So definitely a way to change your business for the better in the future. Okay, so Joe is going to talk about our Premium Finance Resources Marketing Folder and Resource Center on our website. So he's going to cover that and then show you some other neat tools and some other marketing pieces that are available only to Levinson agents. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So what I've done here is just shown a quick screenshot here. This is a highlight of KerryLevinson.com. You'll see at the top in blue it says Premium Finance, and then you'll see all the different resources, whether it's the fact finder, some of the guidelines, different checklists. These are all great tools to kind of help uncover and make sure that that client's a good fit for a premium finance scenario. You'll also see on that same page a premium finance quote request. So you can fill out all those details. We'll work with all these different carriers, including Lincoln, to make sure that you have the proper illustrations and the right material to be able to go back out and meet with that client and really show them how that product works and what the financing entails. So there's some great resources there. I do want to mention one other section of the website. Lincoln's always been a great go-to carrier for some advanced marketing. So we have underneath the products tab an advanced marketing center. You'll see Lincoln there, all the materials available. This is especially important if you're using any of the term or GUL products, even the index products for any type of maybe buy-sell agreement, key man, split dollar plan. A lot of great resources available right on that marketing tab. Again, you'll click on Advanced Marketing Center. All those resources are available. I do want to mention another great tool that Levinson agents have access to, which is our Agency Automator CRM platform. This is available at no cost to all active agents. One of the great products that Lincoln has is not only permanent coverage, but also some great term life rates. They do have a special non-med underwriting program for different clients. One great thing that we've seen is the agents actually using the Agency Automator platform, which is a CRM tool that not only tracks all your clients and prospects, there's also a built-in email marketing tool. And the reason I bring this up in conjunction with Lincoln's term products is you can actually use some really great pre-designed, pre-approved marketing material that not only talks about the index products, the guaranteed universal life, but even the term products now that clients can actually purchase without a pyramid exam. That's all available inside of that Agency Automator platform. You can click through and actually pull up to 1,000 leads every single month, choose the different demographics, age. You can even narrow it down by zip code. So if you're looking for local prospects, using that Agency Automator platform is a great way to get in front of people that are really in your neighborhood. So you can check that out on KerryLevinson.com, and you will receive an email this afternoon with all the material, including the link to that Agency Automator platform. So just a great resource available, again, for all Levinson agents.
Yep, and keep in mind that agency automator platform that Joe just went over. If you're working premium finance, if you're working mortgage protection, maybe critical illness insurance, maybe just a low face amount term insurance, final expense, anything across the board, that's your go-to to generate leads. I mean, you can put in any criteria that you would like to search for, and the system will spit out 1,000 names, numbers, emails, and addresses. So now you go market to that group with your pre-made marketing material that you get from our library, okay? And that could be based on any topic that you would like to cover or focus on. Okay, so really is a no-brainer. Everybody should be utilizing this. Now, our agency automator training, if you want to brush up on this, or maybe you've never even seen a demonstration, every single week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 p.m. Eastern time, you can jump on anytime, and on that webinar, it's just like what we're doing right now, you can ask questions live. Okay, the co-creator of the program will host this. He'll stop what he's doing, answer your questions. So he'll make sure that you are comfortable, and this program is free to any active agents with Levinson. So it really is that simple. Now, right below that, you'll see Agency Automator Plus. Same exact concept, but that's for recruiting your own downline agents. Okay, so if you want to use our pre-made marketing pieces, again, for let's say the new Sell While You Sleep disability product, or maybe mortgage protection insurance, or whatever the case is, our lead program, you can go out there, market to and recruit other agents in your area. Okay, same concept as Agency Automator, but with the Plus version, you're going after agents to build your own downline. Okay, just under that. Now, for anything long-term care related, this One America Link Benefit Plan has been a hot button for 2018, and I promise you it's going to be hot going into the future because they're making some great new changes and additions to their products. So One America Link Benefit training is on the 23rd. Okay, that's a carrier-hosted training. Make sure you're on that if you want to tap into this LTC market, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you have any potential cases, let us know, and we can help you get some illustrations and applications. Okay, on the bottom there, like I was just talking about, our Sell While You Sleep demo presentation, okay, which now includes disability coverage. So Sell While You Sleep just means that either if you have your own website already, great. If you need a website, we provide these for free to all agents, okay? Now, we give you all of the products to host on your website, so your client can literally just click life insurance quote or disability quote. They can click the button, put in their information, they get a quote. There's a button that says sign up now. We have instant approval on some of these products, and the policy gets emailed directly to them all the same day. That is Sell While You Sleep. So this is a platform that we created, and if you want to touch on our new DI product, this is just rolling out now, okay, and we're the only ones to have this exclusive platform. Make sure you're on that webinar on the 29th, 2 p.m. Eastern. That will be a great one you don't want to miss. I don't care what level you're at, if you're a third bedroom term agent, which is great, or if you're a certified financial planner, you work with CPAs and estate planning attorneys, you should also have something like this running on the background on autopilot, because this is the way some of these lower face amount policies are being purchased now. Okay, so that training is on the 29th, again, 2 p.m. Eastern. Our 2 keynote speakers, okay, at our live annual agent expo. This is April 27th, a day you don't want to miss. I wanted to touch on briefly our 2 keynotes. In my opinion, I love these all-day trainings, but when you get to hear a keynote that changes your career, literally, okay, that brings you to the next level, to me, that's game-changing. And that within itself is worth spending the day with Levinson at our beachfront resort. So the 2 keynotes, we have Neil Wilding on the left side. He is the creator of our new iGenius IUL sales software. And again, it simplifies selling indexed UL. There's a whole platform that's included It's a great package. He's going to not only go over the software, but give you some great strategies, concepts, sales ideas, all built around IUL. On the right side, you're going to see it says sales and marketing expert Joe Ross. He is, folks, the top insurance trainer in the industry, bar none. Okay, I promise you. He now is working on a 3-part training series for us, the Levinson Group. We already did 2 webinars, okay, which are available on our website. Okay, they were recorded, so they're in our archive library, or we can send them out to you. And number 3, he's going to be speaking live at the expo, talking all about the power of IUL, which works hand in hand with Neil's presentation. So what's neat about Joe, he's not just pushing a carrier or a product. He is talking all about bringing your practice to the next level. Okay, he's got some great tidbits of information that we all need to brush up on. So that will be well worth time spent. We bring in dinner for all of our out-of-town guests, and then of course meals that Friday. You'll get to meet all of us in person, some of our keynotes. We have Kevin, the creator of Agency Automator, will be there live. It will be a day you do not want to miss. Make sure you are registered. April 27th. So we'll see you in about 4 to 5 weeks. Okay, we're going to end with this. I appreciate everybody taking the time. I know we're all busy. This is also an off time for us, so I really appreciate. We had a great attendance, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know we're all busy. Spending it with us means the world to me and the rest of our staff here at Levinson. We're going to end on a positive note, of course. It all started with one idea, one agent, a phone, and the willingness to do whatever it takes. Okay, that's how Levinson and Associates was born. The point with this is we can all go out there and do the same thing, okay? Be yourself. Put the work and time in. Do the right thing for yourself and the client, and everything will turn around and get better and bring your practice to the next level, just like what we did here at Levinson. If you need any hand-holding, coaching, any help in any way whatsoever, please don't hesitate to call. With that said, have a wonderful rest of the week, a good weekend, and great sailing. Take care.